What's up, tubers? T.O. here, Simplistic Fishing, back at you tonight to actually finish up Lake Palestine. That's right, we finally made it to the end. This will be the final video. We're going over the navionic spots that we can find, basically based on the contour lines that we can find on Palestine that we would consider to be offshore hotspots. So stick around. I got some good stuff for you. Let's go. Let's get started on Lake Palestine. So if you missed the previous videos, we actually started, well, actually, I guess I should start back. If you missed the previous videos, I'll put a link at the top so you can go see those. But we actually stopped right above where the Villages Marina is. So give me 1 second. Let me find the Villages somewhere up in here. I got to find them again. Here's the Villages Marina, and we stopped right at this point. So that's where we're going to go ahead and just start again today. Why not? Make sure we're covering our bases. But you can tell this is a great looking point. You've got a creek channel that comes right here, right across the side of it. You've got a pretty good little ledge out here. Nice flat top on the point itself. Everything about that just sets up really good. Definitely a spot that you want to go check out for sure. There's also some road beds in there. I don't know if you saw that or not. I didn't mark them, but you always want to check these out. You always pay attention when you're driving down the lake and you're looking at your grass. Pay attention if you see road beds. Take the time just to stop and scan around some of those. Some of those are the best places to fish when it comes to offshore fishing. So, for example, I didn't mark this here, but I would definitely go look at it if I saw it on a map. You got a road bed that comes over here, and it's almost like there's a hump. So you've got this road bed on this hump, and then you've got a really deep pool right behind it. You almost have a little ledge right out here to 11 feet to 19 feet. So that area right in there, although I didn't mark it, I would definitely be interested in going and taking a look at that. That's out in Big Eddy Bay. So if I back up here, the Villages is down there. That's Big Eddy Bay. I didn't put a mark there again. But if you watch the video, you'll know that that's a good spot, or at least a spot that has some potential right in there. I would definitely check that out. All right, so let's keep moving on down, and let's talk about this next point. So on the next point, I have no idea why these things are doubled up unless these could be Texas Park and Wildlife brush piles that I'm showing in here. I'm not sure why I have two different fishes here, but either way, this is a really good looking point. You've got the main river channel coming through here. You got some submerged culverts that are out here. You've got a pretty decent little tapering point that comes out here. The river channel is actually making a swing against this point. So everything about that point just looks really good. You definitely want to go check that one out. Now, as we get a little bit further out here, there are some brush piles and things that are marked out here. So I went ahead and said to check this one. The main reason why I like this one is because you've got flooded timber and you've got that road bed that kind of runs right along there. So I've never actually gone this far out in Palestine and fished way out here, way deep, but I would definitely go check those out if I ever had a chance to fish it at the right time of year to be doing the deep fishing. Coming out here, just kind of staying along this river channel, there's not a lot that I saw kind of over in here, but out here by the main river channel, definitely some potential here. You've got a main river channel swing that comes through here. First, you got a submerged bridge out there. I'm not sure if it's still there or not, but if you're just following this, you've got a main swing right here, a big bend in the channel. So right there on that bend, you should have a very decent little ledge. And you also notice it says there's some stumps over here. There's a road bed over here. So you'd have to be careful going out there, but you definitely want to go check that out. All right, and I'm going to keep moving over here. I believe we covered this on the last video, but again, you're just looking at that bend, right? Wherever it makes that bend, that's where you want to set up at. And that bend's on some stumps. So if you got stumps, you probably have roots, and you definitely want that. So anyways, go check those out. I'm going to pull back over here to the left side because I think that's the same place in the last video that I drug myself all the way over here to this side. So the main thing here is pay attention to that river channel. It's out there, it's big, it creates lots of golden opportunities for the fish to feed. Bait fish like to use it. It's like a highway for almost all the fish, so it's a great place to try to locate fish, especially if you're struggling, and especially if it's in the winter or the summertime. That's a great place to go out and try to find some fish. So moving down here, you've also got, sorry about that, you've also got this little point that's out here. I liked this one just because if you look really closely, there's a little creek bed that flows right beside it. And it's creating a little bit of a ledge right in here. And that creek bed's right here. It looks like there's an old lake that's right in here as well. It says Old Flag Lake, but you've got this road bed again that's right here, and then a decent little ledge. So I went ahead and marked that one. I liked how that one's set up. And I'm going to keep moving over here. When we get back in here, this is into Flat Bay. So I can show you guys where I'm at right now. So here I am going up into Flat Bay. So as I go up into Flat Bay, again, not a lot of stuff back in the back. It's pretty shallow back here, so I don't really have a lot of offshore stuff to show you. But right over here, when it starts getting a little bit deeper, notice the creek bed that's running right through here, or the creek channel. And so that creek channel is going to come up and it's going to swing against the edge of this point. And so that's going to be a great spot again to try to locate fish. So you want to go check that one out. And then let's keep moving down. Didn't see too much from Flat until I got down here to the next, I guess to the next cove. I don't know if this one's Ledbetter or which one this one is. This is Caney Bay. So in Caney Bay, I really like the island that's out here. Obviously, I don't know if it's an island, but it's definitely a big hump that comes up to about 3 foot. So it's probably an island at some point in time. But I definitely like that. I like fishing. If I were to fish it, I would really fish the back side and this side here, the top side, the north side. And if you ask me why I would do that, it would be because I'm always paying attention to that creek channel. So this point's going to be good because, one, you've got pretty much a saddle that's been created here by this creek channel. And then you got a hump over here. I mean, all of this looks really, really good. But really, when you're talking about what sides to fish, I'm sure you could probably catch fish on this side. But my guess is the fish are going to be more active over here on this side because of how it's relating to that creek bed. All right, so I'm going to keep moving down. We've got a couple more points here that I liked. So just some really good points with some really good flat tops. One right there, one right there. So we're just going to keep going south of Caney Bay here. Getting down close to the bridge. Another good point that comes out here. I've seen a lot of people fish around this. I think I've actually caught some fish over here in this area. I believe there's some standing timber or something that's close off of this point. This point sets up really good. I mean, if you're looking for a great place to fish in the fall, let's say, this would be a great point to fish because it's flat and it sticks pretty far out into the water. It also, has a creek bed that's running up really close to it, so it almost gives you like a ledge on this side, which is really awesome. So if people are all fishing over there and that's too pressured, you may want to come over here and just check this out. There's like a little mini ledge going on right here in this area. It goes from about 3 feet to about 12 feet pretty quickly. So you definitely want to go and see if you can locate anything there. I'm getting choked up here talking about Palestine. All right, so then moving on down. This point here, I like it. I like how this point comes off. I like how the side towards the lake seems to have a pretty significant drop there. If you look at it, it looks like it's got some pretty good drop off. So you've got the flat side on the left side, but then on the right side, you've got a pretty good little break or ledge, whatever you want to say, a really good break going on right in that area. And you can tell by looking at those contour lines how close they are together. Now, somebody did put a marker here. I could see how that could have some potential too. It's almost like a little underwater point that you would have no idea was there unless you were paying attention to your contour lines and your mapping. And then now we're down by the bridge. I'm going to keep moving down. I didn't see too much around the bridge area. But then over here, this looks good again. Again, you've got like a little underwater hump. That might even be an island. It looks like it actually comes up to where it sticks out. But off the front edge of this, looks pretty good. And I think that's going to be more right there as well. I didn't mark that, but that looks good too. See how there's a really good ledge there, 5 to about 20 feet. So there's a pretty good drop off going on right in that area. This one wasn't as good because it didn't have the creek beds and stuff around it, but it still looks good. It's main lake. It's got some pretty good drops. It's got a nice flat top to it. All of it looks pretty good. Moving down through here, there were a lot of these things where it just said there were stumps. Now, I don't know if those are stumps like, if they're talking like fishing stumps, because there's stumps all over Lake Palestine. And if you have never gone out there and fished it, do not go there without getting boat lanes because you'll wreck your lower unit. And then even if you have boat lanes, you still might wreck your lower unit. So be careful. Definitely get boat lanes when you come out here to this lake for sure. So I'm going to move back in here, and I believe we're finally in the Ledbetter Bay that I was telling you about. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if this is Ledbetter Bay or not. I think it is. So we're going to come in here, and as we come in here, there were a couple spots that I really liked. One would be here, this little point that comes out, looks really, really good, and also has a creek bed fairly close by to it. You may even have, it says a single building out here, so you may even have some rock or some hard spots, all right, maybe even a foundation out there that you could fish. So definitely go check out that spot. And don't just check out where I put the marker at right there. Actually come down and fish around here, out where this foundation might be. Then also as we move back in here, again, if you're looking, you can kind of see the little dotted lines that are there. So that's going to be your creek bed. And again, if you know me, I'm following those creek beds constantly. So here, point, creek bed, check mark, I got to check it, right? Also, this has a nice flat top to it, and it also has some pretty good flooded timbers. This would be a really good place to go out, throw a jerkbait, stuff like that. As you move a little bit further down here, you've also got another little kind of mini ledge going on here, but everything's being created by this creek bed. And so if that creek bed swings up against this, which it kind of looks like it does, it's a little bit off, but this could be a pretty decent little area right in here as well. It's kind of a nice flat top, 5 foot on top, and then has a decent little ledge. So we're going to pull out of there. We're going to keep going down. We're going to go south. Kind of show you guys where I'm at right now. I'm pretty much, I'm less than mid-lake, I guess you could say. I've made my way south. So I'm going to keep moving down here. Now, I like this spot right here, this nice little island that comes here. You guys have heard me talk about the saddles. This saddle isn't as significant as some of those other ones, but you always want to go check those. But definitely check out on the front side of this point, around in here where you see all these little fishes, fishing and diving hot spots. This must be a really good spot to fish. There's a lot of activity on, on Navionics saying, hey, this is probably a good spot to go look at. All right, so I'm going to keep moving down. And as I move further down, of course, we see a lot of these fishes, but I just don't see stuff there that I can validate for you. So I'm not saying that Navionics isn't good or whoever put that there isn't good. There could be brush piles there. There's no telling what's there, but I can't sell you those waypoints. Those are Navionics waypoints, but I can sell you mine. And so mine are really based on contours and things that I know that are out there. So as we move over here, we get off the side of this point. Look at this nice flat top, flooded timber, creek bed close by as well over here, so you can see this other point. I just like all this, guys. I like how that point sets up. I think you could have some pretty good success there. Also moving down here, you've got the edge of this point that looks pretty good. It kind of comes in, and so it gets a little bit steeper right in that area. I also like way out here, right here where this little channel, I guess it's a channel, kind of starts right in there, right off the edge of that point. I could see right in this area being a decent area. You've also got a nice little hump that's over here you could check out. So you got a lot of good stuff going on right in that area. Fish Bay, definitely a good area to go check out. And as we move further down, kind of getting here to this little pinch point in the lake, we've also got a decent little hump, or not a hump, but basically like a little point that sticks out. So you got one right here. But if you look here, you've got some really sharp contours. So if it's me, I'm probably, this says it's a channel swing dock. So I wonder if there's a channel swing coming under here. We can't see it. But I would scan this whole area right here at the edge of this point where it just starts to get deep, and then come out here and this whole area. I think that whole area looks like it could definitely be productive. Then let's keep moving down. We're going to go down the next couple spots I found. I didn't find too much, but I did find some good stuff. This point, again, really good point, pretty good little drop off there. Creek bed nearby, so that's always a big plus to have that. And then as we move further down, we've got some rocks that are off the edge of this point. At least someone's marked that there's rocks there. So you want to check that out. I actually put my marker right here, and I like this point, so fish the point as well. But I like the outside edge too, because you've got that river channel coming down and creating a very big drop off right there in that area. And that's, again, wintertime, you want to go check these places out. Summertime, when it gets really hot, you want to go check it out as well. Those are going to be good spots to try to locate some fish. And then moving down here, we just got a couple more spots to show you before we wrap up Lake Palestine. Again, another point. You definitely want to look at this point. It's just main lake. There's not a ton of points, so pretty much all the points in this lake you're going to want to fish, but I like how this one just kind of sets up main lake. Obviously, a wind is going to play a big factor in how effective these points are. So if you can find the points that have the wind that is blowing into them, those are going to be the points that are going to be your most productive for that day. So just remember that, and that should at least help put you on some fish. And then moving down here, let's talk about the last spot, and that's obviously going to be where this main river channel swing comes down and hits up against this bank. So this is going to be some pretty good bluff walls and stuff like that river has actually created in there. You definitely want to go check out that area, especially when you get to the spot where the bluff wall ends and basically starts. So like where it ends right here, and then it just kind of starts to start tapering off. That area right in there, just that, it always seems to be like a little honey hole when you can get right on the edge of where that bluff starts, or 10 feet to one side, or maybe not 10 feet, 100 yards to one side, 100 yards to the other of where it starts and stops. Those typically tend to be some pretty good areas, so definitely go check it out. Hey, I haven't mentioned it yet on this video, but please go check out our website, simplisticfishing.com. We take all these waypoints, plus all the waypoints that we find on Google Earth, plus if Texas Park and Wildlife has anything, we bring their points in as well. We put it all on an SD card and we mail it to you. You put it in your graph, you import it in, you're good to go. So it definitely will change the way you fish. Go check it out, simplisticfishing.com. And until next time, guys, I hope you catch your PB. Take it easy.